All right, you guys saw the thumbnail, read the title, clicked on the video. You want to know what you can learn from Yukon Cornelius. So it's kind of that Christmas season. If you're on social media, if you're into the gun world, you pretty much can't go a day this time of year without seeing the meme. The meme is, something along the lines of Yukon Cornelius is based because he carries a pistol, a knife, and an impact weapon all forward of the hips. And everybody shares it. Everybody's like, yeah, he's based. This is the way to go. Everybody should do this. And I agree. And I think for the most part, a lot of us adhere to this thought, this mindset. So if we look at our everyday life, if we look at things we carry every day, most of that we carry forward of the hips. So, if you're appendix carrying, obviously you're carrying it forward of the hips. Well, let's back up a little bit here. For context, we're going to talk about forward of the hips as the seams on your pants. So if you look at your pants, where they sew the front of the pant to the back of the pant, there's typically a seam on each hip, essentially. And that's what we're going to reference when we talk about forward of the hips. So back to the EDC part, most all of us, whether we appendix carry a pocket knife, carry a cell phone, carry a wallet, most all of that stuff we carry forward of the hips. And all that's in our front pockets. We do a pretty good job of that. We carry our gun in the appendix. Great. I think we do a really good job of that. And this is where I think that meme applies. But where I think we really miss the meme as kind of a community, tactical community, shooters, whatever you want to call this area, is when we start looking at battle belts, range belts, duty belts, whatever kind of belt it is, two-piece belt systems. That's where this really falls apart. So traditionally, almost everybody puts those on with the belt buckle at the 12 o'clock position. And this is where I think you can really learn from Yukon Cornelius. Take a look at my belt here. You see, I don't run my belt at 12 o'clock. I run a rifle mag at 12 o'clock. My belt buckle has been shifted around behind my pistol. So it's kind of that, 3 o'clock, 3:30 range. That frees up that 12 o'clock space, which to me, based on this meme, kind of what we're learning here, that's critical real estate that we need or we should be utilizing as much as possible. And so when we look at this, I think it comes from a kind of a couple reasons. The first reason is we kind of have this stigma, this mindset, if you will, where we always want to have our belt at the 12 o'clock position for indexing and putting on. It's very easy. Put it on. It's simple. You know where your belt needs to be. You know where your belt buckle needs to be. It's kind of an index point when you go to put that on. That's the way it's been forever. You get a little blurred when you start looking back into the EDC world, right? A lot of our belts now have much smaller belt buckles, right? You look at Next Belt, you look Core, you look Tenacore Zero. All these belt buckles now are an inch and a half, maybe 2 inches. So we can shift those around, again, on that front part of our body from that 10 o'clock to that 3 o'clock range, giving us the ability to carry a pistol up front. So when we kind of take that mindset and we go back and we look at a range belt, a battle belt, duty belt, competition belt, whatever kind of belt it is, two-piece belt system. We'll just say that. It's easier. So when we look at our two-piece belt systems, we still want to put that belt buckle at 12 o'clock for some reason. Most people do. And I think that's the mindset they're in, is it's an easy index point. But what I really think we can learn from this meme, and that you guys can look at your kit and evaluate it, is look at your kit, lay your kit out on the floor, look for that 3 to 4 inches along that belt where there's a gap between your med kit, your rifle magazine, behind your handgun, whatever it may be. Look for that gap where that's big enough to put your belt buckle. And I think part of this comes with that is the belt buckle size on duty belts. A lot of our duty belts, range belts, competition belts use these large Cobra buckles, that take up 3 to 4 inches of belt space. And I think, one, big belt industry should go away from that. Realistically, none of us are hanging from a load-bearing belt. We don't need that. We need a simple G-hook, something small like what we see on our EDC belts. But nevertheless, you need to find somewhere to put that 3 or 4 inches of belt space. For me, that was right behind my pistol. That's a spot I didn't want a pouch. I didn't want anything in because I wanted to keep it clear for drawing my pistol. I run my pistol maybe a little farther forward than most people, run it right over my front pocket. because that's where my hands naturally hang. That's why the pocket on your pants is put there. So I put my pistol there. That's my index point. When I put my belt on, when I Velcro my belt on, I start with where I want my pistol to lay, because that's the most important part of my belt is my pistol. Start there. And then I work all the way around my body, laying the Velcro. And the last thing I do is I buckle it together. So I have my, my pistol right there over my pocket, that 12 o'clock space that I freed up by moving my belt out. I put a canted rifle mag. Gets me 30 rounds right up front for a rifle. I have 2 pistol mags right next to that. And then on that opposite seam, pretty much splitting that seam exactly, I have an additional rifle mag. So now I'm carrying 2 rifle mags, 2 pistol mags, a knife, a dump pouch, and a pistol, all forward to the hips on my setup. And I'm a small guy. That's a 31.5-inch belt. So 180 degrees of that, I'm carrying pretty much all of my gear. The only things I'm running behind my hips is my medical kit. I have a roll 1 and my belt buckle, obviously. And so this is where I think, a lot of people could learn from the meme is, lay your belt out, take a look at it, look for that 3 to 4 inches of unutilized space that's behind the hips. You may have to do a little shifting stuff around, but that may help you get that 3 to 4 inches that's back there. Pull your belt apart, put it on your body, start slapping things on, see how you can get it to work with, the belt buckle behind your hips. Now, kind of the downfall of this is you have to be a little bit flexible. If you can't reach the other hip with your hand, you're going to kind of struggle with this. So, I'm a fairly flexible guy, right? If you go to the gym, I imagine most people are kind of flexible. So for me, I can reach my pistol with my left hand. I can reach my farthest rifle mag with my left hand. With my right hand, I can reach my pistol, and I can reach my farthest rifle mag with my right hand. So that's the benefit of putting everything forward to the hips. Now I can reach everything on my belt that I need to with either hand. Again, that's also a benefit of being a smaller dude. I get some of you just may not be able to reach that far around with your hand. For me, I like that, that rifle mag at that 12 o'clock position. It makes a quick speed reload. It's my primary reload. So I reload from my 12 o'clock position. And then even if I'm seated, it makes it easier, in my opinion, to reload the rifle. Because again, I'm moving it from the 12 o'clock position. So I'm not having to contort my body to get my hand, turned it down and get that rifle mag that's on my hip. So it speeds that up, when you're seated. And it kind of helps reduce that twisting and turning. And I think that's an area where we can gain some speed. If you're in the competition world, you obviously don't want to be twisting and turning. If it's a range belt, duty belt, something like that, you're not necessarily concerned with that as much. But I just think it's something that everybody shares this meme. We all see this meme. People share it yeah, he's based. And then I see people that share it, and then I see their battle belt, and I'm like, but did you think about this? Did you think that you could apply this to you? And so I wanted to get this out there. Obviously, this time of the year, we're seeing it already. We're seeing it out there now. I want you guys to kind of think about it, evaluate it, look at your kit. Can you move your belt buckle from that 12 o'clock position? Can you gain that valuable retail space on your belt? Retail space? Can you gain that space on your belt for something that's, maybe more important, more valuable? Get a rifle mag up there, more pistol mags, whatever your job duty may need. Can you utilize that space better than just with a belt buckle at the 12 o'clock position? So let me know in the comments down below. Do you run your belt buckle at 12 o'clock? Are you going to try to move it, somewhere else? Are you already running it, somewhere else? Why? What made you put it back there? Get it out of that 12 o'clock real estate space. Let me know. If you guys like this video, let me know. Like, share, subscribe, send this to a buddy, send this to a friend, send this to the dude that posts the meme. So if you see that meme, just go ahead and send this video to that person. And we'll actually see how many of these people are adhering to the memes that they're sharing of what you can actually learn from Mr. Yukon Cornelius. Kind of goes back to that perception shapes perspective, perspective shapes perception. I don't know which way it goes. But anyways, the way you look at the world is the way you see the world. try to look at it a little bit different. Change your perspective and see if it changes your perception of the world. Thanks, guys.